living it, so I don't get anything where anybody fit to me.
Yeah.
But I'm also scared of being a billionaire.
What's up, my people? I wanna do waiting the happen waiting this up. So I'm gonna call today's video child custody saga between Davido and Mama Imade Sophia Momodu, Davido's baby mama. Now, I'm sure most of you are aware of what is going on social media between these two. The fight, it's getting really serious and messy. I think it's worth noting. Very messy. Now, you know how we do it here. I'm going to go through the counter affidavit filed by Sophia Momodu. See, my videos, they are for those that have got patience. So, yeah, I'm going to go through it, break it down as usual, and of course share my own opinion. But what is the most important thing here? Actually, the point in the affidavit. Enough of the talking. Without further ado, let us get right into it. So Sophia gave reasons why Davido shouldn't be granted custody. She cited Davido's controversial lifestyle. You know, whoever helped Sophia file this is very smart. And if you ask me, Sophia is a little bit ahead of Davido on this one. Yes, you understand. Let's go on. This is lawsuit, so it's different. You should be ready to fight dirty, right? And provide evidence, not just fight, provide evidence, so that you can win your case. So people need to put their emotions one side in this matter and just, go through this with me with an open mind. Yeah. So, according to Sophia, this Davido's lifestyle will expose their daughter to more negative trauma at her age, because of the people this guy hangs around with. In fact, Sophia said that because Davido is an artist, he travels a lot and has many unpleasant men or people around him and in his house. She went on to say that this won't be a good influence on their daughter. That's one point, actually. And Sophia also mentioned that Davido is now married, to another woman. And because she's not friends with the woman that's Chioma, she cannot trust a child with such woman. And again, there's no communication. They don't communicate. So let's say they communicate. She probably would have been comfortable, to keep a child there. Even though we know this is a legal case that this person, Sophia Momodu, is trying to win. Although I feel like she made some mistakes or some financial, let me put it that way, some financial mistakes, but we'll get to that. Now, Sophia, one thing that caught a lot of people's attention was Sophia giving Ifeanyi's death as another reason. So, immediately, Davido reacted to that one. But let us read exactly what Sophia said, what the statement or the affidavit says. The fact that the applicant lost his son in his house in rather unfortunate and questionable circumstances, questionable, shows that our daughter cannot be placed in the custody of the applicant. That I know as a fact that the applicant is not fit to be granted custody of our daughter because he's not available and does not possess the ability to dutifully care for her. Think about this. Davido is usually not available truly because of his job. So what Sophia was trying to say here is he can come and see the child, but I will not allow my child to go and stay. So that's what she was trying to say. Now, I wouldn't say Sophia is insensitive for citing Ifeanyi's passing. I wouldn't say, she's insensitive. She's fighting for herself. I see court case as political. You have to go down and dirty to win the case. Review many things. to win a case. The fact that we have access to it on social media, online, does not mean that she should be careful of what she puts in that statement, because she's trying to win a case. It's not a social media court. What Davido could do is prove that, Ifeanyi, my son, did not pass mysteriously, and that he is capable. And of course, he will convince the court that he's capable of taking care of his child and keep her safe. Let us read this. That's what Davido reacted to that. Said, "You're constantly bringing up the death of my child at any point you can to just remind us of this tragedy that haunts us every day of our lives. She will grow up to see I fought for her. As for now, you can have her. P.S. She won't be a child forever. Your father loves you." Imade said that all I asked for was joint custody, but because it's Davido, you all want to act like you all can't read. SMH, I'm off this. You all be blessed, and I pray this never happens to you. You can say both of them are playing the pity party game. That's what I call it. Because when it comes to things like this, everybody wants things to work in their favor. Is it okay to just give up like that? I don't think it's okay. I think he can actually fight it. So, and again, guys, it's sad that we are not talking about the child, what she might be going through, the trauma. The child might even be going through depression. She's just 9, right? She probably might be going through it while in class. It might even affect our education. We'll talk about our education soon, but I just want to put this in your head that we should also be talking about the child, because this trauma is building. It's a build up. The child is aware. Our schooling is being affected by this. So the victim in all of this is not Davido, it is not Sophia, it is the child. The child is the victim. Now, Sophia went ahead. You see, in all of this, Sophia is showing evidence. Again, put in mind, this is a fight in court. So, she's showing evidence. Davido did not show evidence. Yes, he accused, but did not show evidence. Sophia came up with screenshots, right? Now, Sophia shared a screenshot of Davido requesting for a sex chat. Yeah, in court that can stand, right? So she shared the WhatsApp chat of Davido requesting, and you might ask, why is she sharing this? She wants to prove that Davido and I were actually doing something sexually. 2020, 2021, 2022, to prove to the court of law that we are doing something. So she shared that screenshot. Another thing you have to think about is, in all of this, Davido did not deny Sophia's claim. The only thing he responded with, take note too, the only thing he responded with was, I give up. I feel like he saw the evidence and just realized that, man, it seems like I'm not going to win this case. But he could, if he's got a good lawyer, he can actually win the case. But he's not just willing to go ahead. So him not even debunking what Sophia said, I need to be specific here, did not also debunk Sophia's claim that he stopped supporting Imade after she denied him access to her body. He did not deny it. I mean, this is big deal. You should come on social media and say, no, that is false. He did not deny that. Like, since I stop giving you access to my body, that is when you stop supporting your child. He did not. So if truly Davido stopped supporting the child for 2 years, that is something that I, as a person, don't think is right. It is not right at all. I might be wrong, but it's just my own opinion. I would like to hear more after this. This is not a conclusion, just sharing my own opinion based on what we have now. My opinion might change tomorrow, depends on what is on ground, but based on what we have now, this is my opinion. And let me read this. Davido used Imade for publicity stunt about the car, the car gift, publicity, to boost his image as a caring father. The Range Rover he claimed to have bought for Imade was not new but a second-hand car with a bad engine. It broke down frequently, putting me and Imade at risk on major highways. I spent a lot of money on repairs until the mechanic told me I needed to buy a completely new engine. That was what she said. Now, guys, I'm going to read so that we understand this perfectly. Like I said, then you have to be patient to watch my video till the end before you even comment. I even advise people to watch till the end before they even make conclusions. I'm going to read this part of the affidavit, and that's when I'm also going to share my own opinion about it. So here it says that the content of paragraph 11, 12 and 13 of the affidavit in support of the originating motion are untrue. That the applicant, as part of his publicity stunts for his media promotion, made a public show of gifting our daughter with a Range Rover vehicle. That after all the publicity, which increased his rating as a caring father, I discovered that the car was not a new car and was delivered as a dead on arrival car. The car kept breaking down, and the mechanic informed the applicant that the engine needed to be changed and pointed out all other issues that came with the car on arrival. That the car indeed displayed it was a dead car, as oftentimes it was parked at the mechanic's place for repairs most of the time, rather than have it being used for our daughter's mobilization, thereby putting I and our daughter at great risk during its frequent breakdowns on major highways. That it is untrue that the applicant received a call from our daughter's school, but rather when our daughter was absent from school, the school sent an email querying the absence of our daughter from school. In response, I notified the school in anger and out of frustration that there were transportation challenges, and the applicant's father was copied in my response. But in actual fact, our daughter did not miss school due to transportation problems. Even quoting what Davido said and reacting to that, saying that it is out of anger that she said that is not because of the transportation problems. This lady first has been able to strike out that. The question is, what is that main reason? I hope she's got evidence to prove that as well. Now, she continued that at all times the best interest of our daughter has always been paramount to me, which interest is non-negotiable, being my only child. That during the period of the transportation problem, I made alternative arrangements, as I hired for a whole month the services of a car hire service, a standard vehicle, solely for the purpose of ensuring our daughter was not only present in school on the days she needed to be in school, but arrived in school on time and safely, owing to the obvious security challenges she faces as a publicly known child of a popular parents. Evidence of payment for car hire services paid to one Mr. Olalekon is hereby attached and marked as Exhibit R8. So it's just intertwined here. So if truly the school sent you a message because your child is absent from school, and truly your car had issues, which is the Range Rover, then you claim that you angrily said that it was transportation problems, and yet you are still telling us that that car actually broke down. I think there's a holo here. The child was absent in school. Then in your defense, you said that it is because you were angry. That is why you said it was transportation problems. And yet you did not state the reason why she was absent. I don't know. But yeah, she also shared screenshots of the 23 million naira rent receipt, which was another major thing a lot of people talked about on social media. Some people find this absurd. Personally, I think this is a huge financial mistake. I mean, the total, not people are saying 23 million. That's what she paid for rent. I checked the receipts, actually, my people. The total is 27 million naira, including agency fee and legal fee. Agency fee 10%, legal fee 5%. Everything 27 million. You see, if you could raise 27 million naira, and she said she was the one who paid for it. And take note, in that affidavit, she said herself and Davido, when they see they sleep together and when they see they have sex, had agreed on this. Yes, that's what she said, though, that I agreed on this. So in 2023, she went ahead to pay that rent, because in 2022 she had stopped access to her body. I mean, why would you go ahead with an agreement both of you had when things were still smooth? Why would you solely go ahead and pay that rent? Yes, at that time Davido might be cool because you guys are cool, and like you said, yes, yeah, you guys were having sex, so you could say anything around that time, right? Now, after you guys had issues, personally, I feel like it's something that you would have discussed with him. Then that is something that you can actually use against him in court of law, that I recently discussed this with him and he said we should go ahead. You went ahead to pay 27 million, and later you told him for subsequent payment, Davido, based on previous agreement that is null and void, Davido will continue to pay half of that money. Half of the money. So probably she later talked to Davido, and Davido said he can't pay that amount, and he went on to say, okay, you can pay half of that money. And Davido said, no, I'm not going to pay half of the money. I'm going to pay 5 million naira, which is not bad. Now, if you can raise 27 million naira, if you can raise 27 million naira within 4 months, you should be able to buy a decent apartment, a decent house, you know, in somewhere safe on the island. Somewhere safe. Might not be Ikoyi, but you should be able to afford something like that, and even able to afford a car. But you know, the father of the child should be responsible for something like that. Now, Sophia even said that Davido lied about the 200 million naira house. You know, Davido said that they had talked about the child, herself and the child, moving to a 200 million naira house, and she refused. But in the conversation between herself and Davido's dad, I think they wanted to give her one of their houses, and that house, based on what she said, Davido's family still have access to it. You know, they come in and out, not just even Davido or the dad. I think other people still have access to that house. They are like one of the houses in their estates. So that means some of the family members still come there, come and go. So I'm going to read that part as well so that you guys can understand. But that's my own take on, you know, the money part. And like I said, I understand, you know, you want to also hold the father responsible for that. Like, the woman can solely be paying for that accommodation. I think it is important to have an agreement before going ahead, you know, to pay for rent. And she paid it like 4 times or 3 times. She paid in June or August and September. 10 million, 10 million, 7 million. What? You can't even pay it at once. It is an installment. So why live in a house like that? I don't know, but I think that's a big financial mistake. Let me read this. It said that contrary to paragraph 6 of the affidavit, I have been the one paying the rent of the house where I live with our daughter. That now shown to me that the marked exhibit R4 are some of the receipts of my rental payment. That we had reached an agreement to contribute equally to the rent of the house where I live with our daughter. But when I ended our relationship, you guys, do you see what I said? We had an agreement. Before that, you should review it again after ending that relationship. So that's another mistake that I think she made. The applicant refused to contribute his quota and insisted that he could only pay 5 million naira annually as his contribution. If you ask me, it is not bad. Somebody that can pay 5 million, you can talk him into, like, maybe the house that you like is like 6-7 million rent per year. I think you would get a great apartment, for that amount per year, knowing fully well that this amount cannot pay half the rent for our accommodation in the community where I live with our daughter. So is that our fault? I think she should have taken extra step before going ahead to rent that house. That contrary to paragraph 7 and 8 of the affidavit in support of the originating motion, the applicant did not buy any house for our daughter. As such, I could not have refused the alleged offer for a house for our daughter. So really, it's not even though I was like, maybe that's why she refused, because she felt, she doesn't want Davido to just be coming in and out. And again, probably Davido bought the house in his own name. Let's continue. That further to the above, as at no time did the applicant inform me that he purchased a property worth 200 million naira for our daughter. That when via a letter by my solicitor dated 6th June 2023, I suggested that the applicant may choose to purchase a house for our daughter in her name. You see what I'm trying to say? Which I said that time, like, in her name. It has to be in the daughter's name, or of course it can buy it in the baby mama's name, but it has to be in the child's name before Sophia can accept. That's one thing. And the some baby mamas make these mistakes by moving into a house bought in that man's name without them having access to the document. They don't even know the name of what that's on the document. Something might happen, you just don't know, and you might just get thrown out of the house. So I think she's also trying to protect herself here. Let's continue. And said in her name, and set up a trust for her as a way to have a permanent resolution to her having suitable and safe accommodations. The applicant, via a letter of 14th September 2023 from his counsel, informed me that the applicant will not buy any property for our daughter, but will only contribute for the rent in the sum of 5 million naira per annum. For ease of reference, the relevant part of the applicant solicitor's letter is hereby attached and marked as exhibit. This lady came prepared with evidence, but are there some loopholes here that Davido can actually, use against her? Yes. So Sophia Momodu also released WhatsApp conversation between herself and Davido's dad, that's Dr. Deji Adeleke, showing how we step into this to ensure it is well taken care of despite Davido's negligence. So I'm saying it again, that if truly Davido, because Davido needs to really address that part. You just left your daughter for 2 years. Well, there's something that's just missing here. Let us read their conversation. Good evening, sir. Spoke to Uncle Dele. That this is a message from Sophia to Davido's dad. I spoke to Uncle Dele. Thank you very much for your warm invitation. So the man is trying to invite them over for a vacation, right? The daughter to join others for vacation. Said, and including Imade in their delicate Christmas family holiday. Unfortunately, we've already made our family Christmas plans. Kindly note that this is not to isolate Imade from the family activities, and just to reiterate, the invitation is welcomed and appreciated. However, in the future, we would require ample notice of at least 2 months, as well as Imade's father carrying out his parental responsibilities stated in the legal documents, legal child maintenance, which was shared with his lawyers on the 24th of June 2023. I believe this would build trust and repair the fractured relationship between father and child, as well as make everyone. I think here Sophia is trying to make a point. It's not like she can't make Imade be available for the Christmas vacation or family holiday, but I just personally think that she's trying to make a point by holding back Imade and ensuring that they do what she wants them to do. So that's what I think is going on here, because she's trying to make another point here, in the legal case. Yeah, so she said, as well, make everybody more comfortable for Imade to partake in future family activities. I wish you a very... So what she's trying to say here is that, look, if you want my child, if you guys really care about my child, please do not talk about holiday. After holiday, what's next? What else? I need a permanent solution to this. That's what I'm looking for. So, seem like somebody that is fighting for something. And the dad replied, I understand that you have made other holiday plans. I also agree that the notice was short. However, I must emphasize the fact that the best thing for a child whose parents are not together is to share custody of the child. David will continue to take care of Imade's school fees and lesson fees, pay 1 million naira monthly upkeep, pay medical fees, contribute 5 million naira per annum towards our accommodation, since you turned down an offer of an apartment in a gated and well-maintained condo, and any other needs that may arise. Mary will take care of all these on behalf of David. I don't understand what you meant by as well as make everyone more comfortable for Imade to partake in future family activities. But in my own opinion, which is based on my experience as a parent, shared custody by both parents is the best for Imade. That too is a wise man. Obviously, that's why he's able to make a lot of money for himself and his family. He's wise. He's just trying to see things from a good parent perspective. He is looking out for that child, thinking about that child's mental health. That's what he's doing, which is the right thing to do, to be honest. But Imade's mom is saying that yes, you can talk about coming together as family, making the child feel like a family and stuff like that, but she also needs to live in a comfortable environment with me, right? And also be able to afford some of the good things of life. The man continued and said, shared custody during the school year as much as possible, especially on weekends and holidays, without any other preconditions, is the best for Imade. I wish you... So the man is really just talking about that child. He said, I wish you and Imade a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My love always. And she replied, Happy New Year, sir. May this new year continue to bring us God's blessing and good tidings. Following your last message, sir, my lawyers will send a response because what stated in your message does not sufficiently cover Imade's needs. If you look at the document sent to your lawyer stating Imade's needs, you will find that they contain only Imade's needs and nothing more. Also, I'm not aware and I have never turned down any accommodations, house being provided. Also, based on my past experiences, I cannot have an informal agreement. Hence, my lawyers will be sending a letter stating Imade's needs to it pains me greatly that my lawyers has very recently had to send cease and desist following the countless threats from David to my close friends and during the holidays, I truly respect and appreciate you stepping in to see that Imade is well taken care of, regardless of her father's negligence, as he has voluntarily missed out on 2 Christmases and 1 birthday now. I have also sent Miss Mary a reminder for school fees payment as Imade resumes school on Monday. May God. So the dad continued to pay the school fees. According to them, Davido refused to pay the school fees. You can see here it says that after the above email was sent, the applicant's father, Dr. Adeleke, paid off the outstanding school fees and specifically instructed that I forward invoice for school fees of subsequent terms to his accountant for onward payments, now shown to me and marked that. So the dad continued to pay the school fees. That means she's right that Davido refused to pay Imade's school fees. Because think about it, for the dad to step in to continue to pay the school fees, that means Davido has refused to pay Imade's school fees. Okay, because sometimes we just have to go through this gradually to understand, okay, what truly happened, and not act on it based on emotions, So I stumbled on a video, a 2023 video where Sophia Momodu was saying that she never wanted to raise a child alone, but I'm doing it now.
What fear has happened to me? What's my biggest fear? My worst fear has happened to me. So I don't think that anything scares me in life anymore. I never wanted to raise a child alone, and I'm doing it now. So what's gonna happen to me again?
Yeah.
What could possibly happen to me other than my worst fear happening? I live in it, so don't get anything where anybody can do me.
Yeah.
But I'm also scared of being a billionaire.
You should not be, because you're betting on you to be a billionaire.
But they say your worst fears happen to you.
Oh, okay, yes.
So I'm scared of being a billionaire.
Boom.
Boom. But yeah, my worst fear has already happened to me, so I don't fear nothing.
That's her biggest fear. Never wanted to raise a child alone. A lot of people doubted her around that time. That was like 2023. A lot of people doubted her. Like, you can't see Davido is not in this child life. But it seemed like Davido wasn't in that child's life for 2 years, right? But if you go back to the genesis of this, which you can say we should ignore. At that time, I think Davido was 19 and Sophia was 26. She knew what she was getting into. She knew what she was doing. You can say that she had put in mind that she's going to raise the child of Davido, who is the son of a billionaire, and expected that it will all go smoothly, but it turned out the wrong way. I think it's avoidable. Lastly, we're going to read this, what Dele Momodu, that Sophia's uncle, said, what he said concerning the whole thing. This is a summary, by the way, but yeah, it's basically what he said. Last night, I received a distressing message from Davido about the counter affidavit submitted in response to his request for joint custody of his daughter with my niece, Sophia Momodu. I was surprised, as Davido hadn't mentioned this issue during our recent video call. During the call, we were all excited about his upcoming wedding, and he seemed happy after reconnecting with his daughter. I thanked his father, Dr. Adeleke, for supporting Sophia and her daughter during Davido's absence. Take note. Now, the main issues were unpaid school fees, accommodation. That accommodation, I think Davido has a point there. And nanny's salaries. Dr. Adeleke addressed these by covering school fees, setting up future payments, and providing a car. So the man finally provided a car, and Sophia said she had rented a car, like went to car rentals to get a car, at least for the meantime. Now, accommodation was still unresolved due to miscommunication about an offered family apartment, which Sophia declined because she felt uncomfortable living among Davido's family members. and Sophia suggested splitting accommodation costs. But Davido offered only 5 million annually. The lack of cooperation between David and Sophia has caused these problems. I've always said their daughter shouldn't suffer due to David's global status. Sophia allows David access to their daughter with a nanny present, as their daughter requested. So now she would even allow Davido to come and see the daughter, but a nanny's got to be present too. I mean, she can also do it where, or provide her own nanny, or Davido can also take this up by saying, look, yes, provide your own nanny to be present while the child is with me. That's if he didn't go in Davido's favor. Davido could actually win that case, but if he didn't go in his favor, he can actually ask his lawyer to file that and say that. But let's continue. The court has referred the case to alternative dispute resolution. I advise both parents to engage with this process rather than making harmful statements on social media which only harm their child's interest. Sophia did not start this court action. She seeks to protect their daughter and ensure a safe and sustainable way for the father and child to interact. Everyone should avoid inflammatory media statements as they worsen the situation, especially for the child involved. Oh man, well guys, what do you think? It's a long video, I know. Yeah, I said you've got to be patient to watch my video. Yeah, okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. Until we see next time, peace.